Hello everyone! It's been a while since my last video and I apologize for that, but there's just been a ton of life changes going on right now and all for the better. November is quickly approaching. As of me filming this, it's only a few days away, and that means National Novel Writing Month is just around the corner. So if you're anything like me, preparing for National Novel Writing Month is a big ordeal. I've got to make sure that I have everything planned out well in advance before I start for the month. And that is where Preptober comes in, or in my case, Preptober and Preptember? September Prep? Whatever you would call it. I've spent the last 2 months preparing for National Novel Writing Month, on and off, not consistently. But I have been working on some things so that I am successful this year in writing the second half of my novel, A Clash of Crimson. So today I just wanted to share some of the things that I have been working on to prepare for National Novel Writing Month and show off just some of the new tools I've been using to make this year a success. So first off, one of the things I did is take a look at my outline and revise it. Now, if you were looking for a good outline template, I use one from Abby Emmons, who's here on YouTube as Abby E. And she does these Writer's Life Wednesdays, and she's been doing those for a few years. And her videos have been so helpful for me in finally understanding like misbeliefs and all that kind of stuff that goes into a good character arc. So I use her template for the 3-act story structure in Scrivener. This year I kind of did it a little differently, and I actually typed it all out on a typewriter, which is kind of interesting, a lot harder than just typing it on Scrivener, but it was kind of neat because it really puts your mind in a different place than when you're writing on the computer and you know that you can delete stuff and go back and change things. And this is a revision of what was already there, but it was just cool writing it on a typewriter and just continuing with my thoughts and just letting everything pour out onto the page. So this outline is a few pages. They're only one-sided. It's a few pages of outline, and it's got each of the different sections of the 3-act story structure: the opening, the hook, inciting incident, build-up, key event, first plot point, first pinch point, and then in Act 2, it's got the pre-midpoint, reactionary hero, game-changing midpoint, post-midpoint, action hero, the second pinch point, supposed victory, disaster, the dark moment, the aha moment, and the climactic confrontation. Haven't written out the exact end of the novel yet because I think it'll just kind of naturally end as a segue into the sequel, based on what I've planned around that resolution and what kind of happens in this novel to not only end the arc for the main characters in this novel, but kind of start their whole overall arc for the series. So I'm kind of doing double barrel arcs here, where each book has its arc where they overcome their misbeliefs in each novel, but also working toward the overall series arc, which is really cool, and these have helped me so much in getting that ready for this year. These are only for Aurelia, my main character. However, there are a few other viewpoint characters in my novel, and I am actually working on writing their 3-act structure as well. And I may try to do it for a few more side characters, just not in as much depth, before writing in November, just because it helps me as I write the second half to make it stronger, and it will really help me when I go through to actually revise the entire novel, because I'll really see like where I should have added stuff. And I've already planned that I have to insert a few scenes into part 1, and that'll happen during NaNoWriMo as well. I'll just add those in, into the main manuscript and count those words. But there's a few scenes and chapters that I think need to be added to part 1 to really make all this fit and just click into place and be a really good story. So this here is my antique typewriter that I bought a few months ago at an antique store. And I wasn't even sure if it worked. I got it for pretty cheap and had no idea if it worked or not. It is I believe it's a 1954 Royal. Could be like a 56. I did look it up one day. It's in the 50s. It is a Royal typewriter, and I wasn't sure if it worked or not. I couldn't really test it at the antique store, but much to my surprise, everything works except for the button here. And if you want to open it, you just have to reach inside and pop it open, but it doesn't take very long to do that, so I'm fine with that. But everything works on it. You know, nothing is broken or missing. The existing ribbon actually worked too, but I had to buy a new one just because it was a little dry, and I don't know how old that ribbon was. So I found one that fits in this typewriter online and bought it, and it's just been great. I've been typing away. This is for one of my other characters, doing their 3-act structure. So another way that I've been preparing for National Novel Writing Month is going through and doing more world building and just kind of changing some facts about my world just to make it feel like a real place and give it so much more depth. And so one of the tools I've been using for that this time around is Campfire Pro, and decided that I would just give it a try. And I've been liking it so far. It's not perfect. It doesn't have everything that I wished it had, but it has some really cool sections where you can go in and add like encyclopedia entries or have your whole fact book for a certain country or religion or any of that kind of stuff in a centralized place. Because I've just been using this Worldbuilding binder for years now. And all these loose papers that you see right here are things that I still have to transfer over to Campfire Pro or expand upon or add into the outlines and the story details. So I still have quite a bit of work to do, but that's something that I've been working on and putting into Campfire Pro, which I love because it's not online like World Anvil. It is solely on your machine, and it is a one-time fee. So that's the only reason that I'm liking it. I wish it had more features to use, and I may do a full review like during NaNoWriMo or something on how I'm exactly using that software, because it really is helping me. It's just not what I would want in like the perfect software for world building. So I've been adding a bunch of stuff to that, and it's been really great to see because I'm just expanding the world, making it way more believable and interesting. And I still have a long way to go, a lot of stuff to move over. The other thing I've been working on is setting up my Scrivener document to work for this year. Because I have part 1 that I want access to, I'm making a new folder in the existing project. Well, a copy of last year's project, because I'm changing the outline and stuff, and I don't want to just delete the old one. So I made a copy of everything, and then I'm going to split it up so it's kind of like part 2 for the word count, but it'll all still be in that same document for quick reference that I can still flip back and forth and look at stuff without having to leave that same Scrivener document. So I've just been working on setting that up, and I'll be adding in like character profiles. I've also been adjusting my maps that I make for my world. Added some new countries and made some big changes to how stuff works, and added some new cities in just to make it more believable. And I still have a long ways to go there, but I'm not so worried about that for this draft, because that's stuff that would be super easy to change. I'm also planning on doing some fun stuff before Nano, like doing some memes for my characters and stuff like that, as well as the mood boards for each character and the face claims, you know, what they might look like if like you had an actor portray them or something. So I've been doing some of that, and I'm hoping to have a lot more of that done before I start writing as well, because that will help with descriptions and everything. So that's just some of what I'm doing for Preptober in preparation for National Novel Writing Month. Hopefully I will do a few more videos. I'm not sure if I will do them on this channel or if I will revive my writing channel. I do have a second channel that I had made with the intention of vlogging as I wrote, and I haven't uploaded to it in almost 2 years. But I may revive that with just some short updates every day, because I think that would be really cool to do this time around. So that will be over there, and I will let you guys know if I do that by like adding a link in the description or something. But for now, this is just what I'm working on for Preptober this year. What are you working on for National Novel Writing Month, and how is Preptober going for you? Let me know down in the comments, and I'd love to just chat about writing and all that. Just make this a nice, safe place and a creative and constructive place for that. Because I think it's really important to talk with other writers, especially right now with everyone kind of quarantining and social distancing and stuff. I think it's really important that we keep that sense of community, especially as we head into November. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, found it maybe a little helpful and inspiring you to do some Preptober work for your own novel. So once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you aren't subscribed to my channel already, be sure to do that. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and with your help, I will be one step closer to getting there. And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like and maybe share it with a friend so that more people learn about my channel. I'm Chase Sharaba, and I'll see you next time.